Hi everyone, today I am going to tell you the last fight of Mahabharata war, and this one is the combat between King Duryodhana and Bhimsen, and also the fall of Duryodhana. So let me begin. King Duryodhana, when looked everywhere in the battlefield, he found not a single person from Kaurav's side, means all were dead. And out of fear, and that time also he was already exhausted. His body was filled with blood, and he ran towards a lake. He fled away, turning his face towards the east. When he reached at the lake, he, through his illusory power, he just entered into the lake and once again turned the surface of the water into solid, because he was master in illusion. So he remained inside. He just made a room for him and stayed there. This thing was noticed by Sanjay, and Sanjay gave this information to Kripacharya and Kritavarma and Aswasthama. And these three, besides Duryodhana, these three were also fled away before. So Duryodhana came to know about this later, but first he thought that not a single warrior was alive. Thus he hid himself under the lake. Now here all the Pandavas, the Panchalas and the Srinjayas, they became very happy and they blew their tongues for their victory, and they were searching for Duryodhana. But nowhere they could find Duryodhana. At last a hunter who used to give meat to Bhimsen daily, he was just near the lake when these three warriors, Kripacharya, Aswasthama and Kritavarma, they got the news of King Duryodhana. They came to the lake and they were talking to they were discussing with the King Duryodhana. At that time the hunter saw and he informed to the Pandavas. So immediately all the Pandavas, the Panchalas, they just rushed towards the lake. When they came, hearing the footsteps of chariot and all these horses, these three Kauravas fled away. Now, King Yudhishthira, he just used the harsh word to Duryodhana, because he was bound to be. Duryodhana was hiding himself. So Yudhishthira said, "Oh Duryodhana, what for you are hiding in the lake? Come out. You are the son of a noble royal family. You are a hero, and everybody praise you for your bravery, your strength, and your manliness. Now, what for you are hiding yourself? You are a Kshatriya. So come out and fight with us. And listen, even you can choose any one of us. And if you slay any one of the Pandavas while fighting, then you will be the king. And if you will be slain, then the kingdom will be ours. So what for you are hiding yourself? Come out." Like this he went on saying. He was provoking Duryodhana to come out from the water. Then once again, when Duryodhana heard everything, then he also answered just from water. He under that lake, he answered, "O Yudhishthira, now you know very well that I have no friends, no vehicles, chariots, and no weapons. I have only one mace. So how can I come and fight with you? And I think, let me get some rest, then I will come and fight with you, and I will slay all of you and all the Panchal princes. Like this he said. Then to provoke Duryodhana, Yudhishthira said, "O Duryodhana, even the Lord Indra will come to help you, still then we will slay you at any cost. Or you slay us. And yes, I will give you the second boon. By any chance, you can choose any one of us or fight us, all of us combinedly. And if you slay any one of us, then you will be the king." Like this repeatedly when he said, and he said that even if Indra will come, we will slay you, Duryodhana couldn't tolerate it and he came out from the lake. That time his body was already drenched with water and blood, and he was holding the powerful mace. And yes, he was looking like Himavat, means as if Himalaya came up. And he stood in front of Yudhishthira and all the Panchalas and Srinjayas. Then he said, "O Yudhishthira, you are a noble king, and everybody says that you are very pious and you follow dharma. Now look, I have no one, no friend, no relatives, no kinsmen, and I have nothing. Just give me a chance to fight one among you, either Sahadev and yourself, Sahadev and yourself, or Nakul and Arjun, or Brikodar, means Bhimsen, anyone. As you give me permission to choose any one of you, I say that I know very well none of you were matched with me in mace fighting. You also told me that I can choose the weapons. So I don't have any weapons right now, so I'll choose the mace only. And I know any one of you can come and fight with me. Thus, and as I have nobody to help me, no weapons, nothing, you should not fight together." Then Yudhishthira said, "O Duryodhana, I agree. I have given you the choice, but think about it. Now suddenly," and yes, Duryodhana also said this is not the Kshatriya dharma to fight one person, with one person, so many warriors. That time Yudhishthira reminded him, "O Duryodhana, when people come to distress, immediately they think about the dharma and the virtue. You know what? When the young boy Abhimanyu was fighting with all of you, that time where was your virtue that all of you killed him, and that too, all of you attacked him when he was all alone, without any friend, without any help, and without any weapons. At that time also you killed Abhimanyu. And O Duryodhana, you have just forgotten all the misdeeds, the wrongful act you have done in past. You remember that how much you have tortured to all of us? Anyways, I'm not thinking about that. We'll have a fight." Then immediately Lord Krishna got very angry when he heard the unwise words of King Yudhishthira. He said, "O king, what you are doing? How can you say that you will choose any one of us? Like you, Nakul, Sahadev and Arjun. You know very well that 13 years he was practicing his mace weapon with an iron statue just to kill Brikodar. And how you are giving him a chance? Do you want to go back to forest once again? Like you were defeated in the gambling? Same way, he got very angry. At that time, Brikodara said, means Bhimsen said, "Oh brother, oh Kesava, do not worry, I will fight with Duryodhana. And my mace is 1.5 times heavier than Duryodhana, and I will be the match with him." Thus, Bhimsen went ahead to just face Duryodhana. They both entered into the encounter. Now, Duryodhana was very happy to see Bhimsen, because one thing Lord Krishna also said, Bhimsen has strength and might, but Duryodhana has strength and he is very skillful. So, if the mace is in his hand, means Duryodhana's hand, then no one is there in this earth or anywhere who can defeat him. He is a master mace player. Thus, anyhow, the fight between both these, Bhimsen and Duryodhana, started. At that time, and Balram was informed by Narad that the combat is going on. So immediately, Lord Balram also came to see the combat. Actually, he was the person who taught mace fighting to both this Duryodhana and Bhimsen, and he loved both of them. And he also knew that Duryodhana, in mace fighting at least, is better than Bhimsen. However, he became the witness and he sat there to see the combat. Sometimes Bhimsen moved in right mandal, sometimes left mandal, and the same was done by Duryodhana also. And out of anger, both were hissing like angry cobra, and they hurled their heavy maces at each other just to injure. And in fact, both of them were completely injured. The bruised form in their body and the blood was coming out on both their bodies. Sometimes Bhimsen was on the ground, the next time Duryodhana was on the ground. However, one time when Duryodhana just hurled his mace at Bhimsen, he was stupefied. And at that time, Duryodhana couldn't believe that immediately Bhimsen would attack. So he was just relaxing and coming forward. At that time, Bhimsen gathered his courage and hurled his heavy mace towards Duryodhana. And to protect himself, Duryodhana jumped up. At that time, the mace struck his thighs. And once again, gathering his mace, he hurled it again, and both the thighs were broken, and Duryodhana fell on the ground. He couldn't get up thereafter, and he was hissing and rolling his red eyes. He was telling, "Oh Bhimsen, what did you do? You want to win over me doing unfair combat, unfair fight. This is not a fair fight." And even so many onlookers, those who were present there, including Balram, got angry that he should not hit Duryodhana below navel. And Balram, even out of anger, stood with his plough. This is not allowed in the combat of particularly mace combat. Why did Bhimsen attack him, struck him on his thigh? Below navel was not the rule. So Bhimsen doesn't know the ethics sense. Like this, he shouted, screamed, and he was ready to attack Bhimsen. At that time, Lord Krishna said, "Oh brother, so many injuries the Kauravas have already done to Pandavas. What more they can do? Even 13 years after their exile, I went to Kuru Sabha just begging for 5 padas. But that also they didn't agree. So, oh brother, and the torture they had given to Draupadi, was it not enough? What for you are telling that now Bhimsen had done unfairly combat? They have already did enough injustice and they did everything wrong. This is the reward of their deceitful game." Thus Krishna somehow controlled Balram, his elder brother. Then, seeing this unfairly combat, Balram got angry and he said, "Well, Krishna, do whatever you like." He went away. Now, Duryodhana was only screaming, shouting, and using harsh words to all these Pandavas and also Lord Krishna. When Krishna told Balram all these things, Duryodhana reminded Krishna, "Ki, oh Krishna, oh Kesava, I know what you are. You used all the deceitful plan, and because of you only, Pitamaha Bhishma was slain by Arjun, keeping Shikhandi in the front, and Karna was slain when his wheel was under the earth, and Dronacharya was slain telling a lie like Aswasthama Hata. And oh Kesava, everything was done by you only. You are the main cause because of which all my kinsmen, my brothers and all my warriors are slain by Pandavas. You are only telling all these things." Lord Krishna smiled and said nothing. He just reminded him something about his misdeeds. And all of them, when Duryodhana fell on the ground, that was the last battle they fought. He was only screaming and repenting and remembering, recollecting the words of Vidura. Vidura repeatedly requested him not to go for this war. But he didn't listen. He never listened to any elder's word. He never followed the path of dharma. He was the person because of which everything went wrong. Even he didn't listen to his own parents, Mother Gandhari or Father Dhritarashtra. So who is responsible for this war? Duryodhana himself only. Anyways, now all the Pandavas with Lord Krishna, they came back to the tent. While coming, when they reached at the tent, Lord Krishna said, "Oh Arjun, take down your Gandiva bow and the quivers and get down from the chariot. You first get down, later I will get down from the chariot." Then Arjun said, "Oh Lord, why so?" First he thought, he asked why so, but as he followed the instruction of Lord Krishna always, he immediately got down. Now when he got down, Lord Krishna got down after him. Immediately the chariot caught the fire and burnt into ashes. And the ape, as Krishna got down from the chariot, the ape on his banner vanished. And all of them looked with wonder. And Arjun asked, "Oh Lord, how this happened And why? Then Lord Krishna said, "Oh Arjun, only because I was there, that is why your chariot was sustained." And the Brahmastra shot by Pitamaha Bhishma, Dronacharya and Karna has already burnt this chariot. Only because I was there, it was till now sustained. Anyways, he came down. While coming on the way, Lord Krishna said, "Oh Yudhishthira, if we think there is not a single person in this three world who could defeat Pitamaha Bhishma, Dronacharya, Karna, or Ashwasthama, and also Salya. They are invincible. But I used my illusory power, because of which all of you succeeded. When Parth could slay them. Otherwise, it is impossible. Thus, even Duryodhana in mace in hand, nobody can defeat him. Thus, this is the end of the Mahabharata war, means the battle between Kauravas and Pandavas. There are so many incidents, so many beautiful scenes, which I will tell you later on. And particularly, these three warriors, those who were alive, Ashwasthama, Kripacharya and Kritavarma, what they did, I will tell you later. Thank you so much.